Who would like to tell me what happened last time in the world of Dark Sun? Okay, Sean it is. I would say justly robbed at this point, but continue. No, we had no combat encounters the entire session. Yes, I know. You were in the clutches of a giant spider at the time. That's right. The end. Okay. All right. Well, Dan, is there anything you would like to add to that summary? No, that's it. All right. Yeah. There's like a picture of him, and he's wearing a ridiculous hat and looks a little confused in it. Gotcha. Okay. Um, well, would anybody like to actually add anything that would successfully summarize the session? Well, not true. That wasn't his name. And murdering him. All right. I mean, I'm too lazy to see if it's work, but that's probably true. I actually think that's correct. I actually think he is correct, but I don't know. Mm-hmm. That's a weird attitude. That's a weirdly aggressive attitude to have towards yourself. I gotcha. That's fair. Alright, well, with all of that, I guess, I'll go ahead and give, a shared point of inspiration between Sean and Aaron. So, feel that joy. So go ahead and mark that in there. And Sean, you understand how your new mojo works? Okay. He doesn't have anything new or weird that he can do on a side note. Like, instantaneously. Even a... Well, you should have made a deal with Spider-Man. Then you might get cool spider powers. You don't know. No. You most certainly are not. But, as is so often the case, the sun rises once more. And you guys wake up out in the Alluvian wastes. Is there anything in particular you'd like to do this day? Alright. A day passes, you guys sit looking at each other in a circle. Oh, okay. You guys turn around and go try to find your friend out in the desert. Okay. Alright. But you guys were very emotional about it. Even your characters. Yeah. You've seen 3 characters go before him, but it's cool. Alright. I gotcha. He was my favorite, honestly, of all of you. So just know that. I killed the best. Session 1, I killed the best of you. Just to send a message. So, but you guys have your breakfast under the bright red sun and begin to trudge onward. Who is leading the way on this fine day? Bueno. Alright. Go ahead and roll me a survival check. Or are you just gonna all huddle together and you're just like, we're going forward, and whatever happens, happens? Alright. So you whispered that roll, I believe. Oh. Actually, I do know why. Because I was fucking around with your shit. I wanted to make sure your shit worked the way I wanted it to, which is to say, in incredibly inconvenient ways. But here, I'll fix it. Boom. Now I fixed it. You may now roll again. Instead of getting that 8. I might have fixed it. Maybe my internet just isn't registering. I'll try this maneuver. Don't worry, I have multiple schemes to make this work. So it's really odd that I can see you, but you can't see me in Roll20. that's 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 a really weird new level that I've. Yeah, I can see all of these things. Um, yeah, so I don't know why my internet is being so crummy. I'm here now? Oh. Okay. Well, let me try to do things. So is there any music playing for you guys? Oh. Alright, well I was playing all sorts of tunes. Is that still the case? Okay. I will perform yet another task to fix this problem. There are many ways to skin a cat, and I will try every one of them. And then I'm not very happy. I'm not sure why this is behaving. Yeah? Well, money's a good thing. How about now? He's correct. So am I here or am I not there? Okay. Cool. I don't know how loud it is, but enjoy. As there's strange things. But I will fix you now, Faldir. Here we go. Bam. Now roll a thing. Get shit on, world. Alright. Indeed. I don't want to describe how I'm performing these tasks. It's very displeasing. But, so, in any event, go ahead and roll me 2d6 plus 1. And roll well. Do not roll poorly. Yeah, you did. You rolled very well. Congratulations. You guys are able to make travel throughout the day with Faldir leading the way. An air of confidence in him. There's assurance in his step. He's feeling good. He's had a good couple of days. Things are really turning up Faldir after he lost his most powerful wanted object in the world. But thus has been your adventure so far. Moderate highs and low lows. Yeah. only to end in tragedy. But in any event, the day goes by. The evening passes. And night falls. Oh, I need to do something. Alright, I'm gonna try and freaking break the matrix. But anyway, as evening comes to reach all of you, is there anything you guys would like to do? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out, but I'm having for reasons that I don't want to go into is to the acrobatics I'm performing to make this transpire. Can you? I have a question. Did the music stop and start again? What if I stop it now? There's Sorcerer Kings. There must be the hands at play in this situation. Yeah. Alright. Awesome. But anyway, so let me take a look here. So wait. So it was 3 days, and then another day for you guys to get there and hang out with cool guy, and then 2 more days of you guys just hanging out while Faldir trained. And now you guys are traveling again. She started on the 13th, right? Yeah, so it's been 5 days, but you've only really made successful travel for 3. Oh, last time you guys started on the 13th? No. You left on the 10th? Oh. Oh. Okay. All right. So then there was the 10th. Then Spider Day. Then did anything happen on the 12th? I don't think so. I think y'all just had a successful day's travel, and so on the 5th day y'all met him. Okay. And then there were, and today is the 17th, right? Is what we started on. Which, by the way, is Orc. What? Whatever. Fuck it. I'm gonna say that for various reasons, you guys have 3 days to travel. So, as the evening settles in, is there anything you guys would like to do? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Those 4 bricks, yeah. As you have no tent. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. So, um, evening settles in. Um, as you guys sort of make your way back to something of normalcy after your little meeting with a new friend. Um, and as you guys start to make watch, um, then each of you take your shifts, and 2 of you sleeping, 1 of you watching. When Milo, as you're sitting in the darkness, the sand stirring in the wind, as you sort of keenly listen. the Ringing Mountains currently to your north, sort of northwest. As you guys are starting to move more southward now, deviating from the sort of diverging path that you took to meet Faldir's new friend. Something seems to linger at you. And it was something that probably continued to sort of persist, a sort of oddness. While Faldir was training, you can remember fighting the spider, slamming onto it with your swatter, and you can remember entering this sort of strange, almost fugue state where you were able to just constantly hurl your hammer or your swatter down onto this creature again and again, in a way that did not seem to readily tire you at the time. Does Milo have any thoughts about this? Is this strange sort of event seems to be something that occurred to him, almost more than it actually was something that he did, it feels like. Mm-hmm. 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 And I think that as you sort of reach your mind out toward these thoughts, it feels like something that isn't that common to you, like a whisper, like a voice trying to claw into your ears, like something you can barely hear, which is not common because of your hearing is so fundamentally acute that it's the sensation is frustrating as you feel like you're on the precipice of what you would describe as hearing, but what Faldir might describe as understanding. Right. And maybe what Shirasa would describe as feeling. And so this is something that is sort of pressing as the evening passes. And so the night fades and the sun creeps up over the sand dunes of the Alluvian wastes. Is there anything you guys would like to do in the morning? Mm-hmm. And Milo's just like, how did I do that? Um, yeah. He's gonna think on it some more. That's right. But I like the idea that at the end of it, he like is transcendent. Like he, um, mm-hmm. That's right. So, who will be leading the next day of journey as we come to the 18th? Yes, go ahead. Yeah, because he's gonna roll great right now. Boom. Oh, roll me that 2d6. Look at that. Founder's not even paying attention, and you guys feel like he doesn't know what he's doing, but you know what? He nails it. In fact, you actually feel like he saved time. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That does certainly happen. I will say, as you rolled 2 6s, while you were wandering, Valdir, looking ahead, you suddenly felt something, and you saw a great shadow cast about you. And as you gazed up, you saw something that you have seen before, which is the great ancient sky ray passing overhead. And you can see that as it sort of travels, this sort of slow sort of warping of its flesh as it moves across. You can see bits of lightning arcing off of it, sort of sputtering ever so slightly as it slowly courses across the nearly empty sky, blotting out even the sun for a brief moment. That's right. And that's the campaign. Now you know. Uh-huh. That's right. And a day's travel is once more completed with no serious altercations or problems. And you guys are able to settle in for the evening of the 18th. Is there anything that you guys would like to do this night? Okay. Once again, you all set up watches. And once again, the night passes without incident. You wake up the next morning and once again set upon your journey to Kled. Valdir, will you be leading the way once more? You're rolling good. Well done. This luck will run out. And on that day. Oh, and on that day. It will come again. Mm-hmm. But that does not happen on this day. As you make your travel, finding your way, and as you sort of crest the this mighty sand dune, you can see off in the distance, some miles away, the city of Kled. Are you guys going to press on into the night, or are you going to call it an evening and rest there? Okay. We'll say, Valdir, since you've been rolling, go ahead and roll me a d3. Okay. So everybody except for Strasza, go ahead and take off your headset. So while you're on your watch this evening, as your part of the rotation is fairly early and night is just starting to settle in, you see something in the distance. At the point that we're at now, Kled is to your east, and in the opposite direction, to the west, you can see a group of people, and judging by the way they move, the formation that these people tend to be running is clearly elves. A band of them running through the dunes. And as you rise to your feet, they disappear beyond the dunes once more, continuing to run as they do. Is there anything you'd like to do? Yeah, they sort of ducked behind another dune effectively in their runnings. They're quite a distance away at this time. Okay. Go ahead and give a thumbs up to everybody. Okay. And so, the evening passes. And the sun rises. You guys are just gonna continue to trek onward into Kled. So okay, so this is the 20th? Oh, I see. Wait. What day did y'all start on? Today? No, there've been, y'all have traveled for. No, I thought that the 17th was the end of. I think we finished the day of the 17th. So today is the 20th. All right. And so you guys march on to Kled, I assume. Okay. As you do, the desert winds whipping around you. You arrive at the city once more. You can see that there are guards carrying spears, sort of circling the perimeter. They see you approaching, and you can hear their calls in Dwarvish, that of which are sort of warning of your approach. As you make your way, a rider on a Crawdlu heads out to meet you. He's a dwarven man. Says, "Who are you?" "And do you seek entrance?" Yeah, he tilts his head up at that and sort of examines the three of you. "I will tell them of your approach. If you hear 2 horn blows, you may enter. 1, and you are to leave." And so, he rears up his strange bird lizard thing and rides back into the city. There is some time that passes. 10, 15, 20 minutes. Finally, somewhere close to around 30 minutes, you hear a loud horn roll across the desert. The thorough blast, followed by yet another, as a second horn blow reaches your ears. And the White Walkers are here. Yeah, you're mega fucked. Yeah, good luck. But there's plenty of obsidian, so actually it's not that bad. Okay. Well, you're able to make your way towards the city. And there is, let's see here. There's no problem. The city is not unlike how you remember. People bustling about. However, I will say, as you make your way there, while the city, it still has almost more of a camp, feel like a mining camp feel than an actual city is. There's still people who are working to uncover ruins and stuff like that. There's a clearly methodical and organized fashion that this is going through, and there are many overseers wandering about to make sure that anything, even a well-polished stone that might have some remnant of the Dwarven language imprinted on it, is taken with great care, while people continue to work to uncover this city that seems to have been lost. In the ruins, you can see there are makeshift buildings and stuff that exist. One thing you all notice that is different than previously is that there is a bit of a market area, which there was previously, but here you can see that there are not dwarves present. There are some individuals who are there. They seem to be largely human, and they are selling various goods, stuff that would be fairly common in cities, but here seems to be certainly more unusual. And you can see that they have a... Let me see here. They have a sort of sigil that looks something... Let's see here. Can I pull that? I guess I can't. But they seem to have a sigil, that of which is a flag. The top half being gold and the bottom half being black. And in the bottom half there's a red circle, and in the top half a red crescent. And they seem to be moving their wares and this sort of thing. So go ahead and roll a history check. Anyone else? Mila, you know these people. Yeah. You must kill them. No, none of that happened in character. Alright, I've told each of you what you know of this flag and who these people might be. I would say that it took most of the morning for you guys to get here, so we're talking at around noon. Okay, you guys make your way on over to the mostly intact building that you guys met in earlier. It is very much one of the more sound buildings in comparison to the rest of the city, as most of it is sort of built in the remnants of a ruin. And as you enter in, your entrance seems to be expected. You suspect that there was a conversation had about you guys' arrival before the horns were blown. And you are brought in to this room. It's very dim. There are small sort of slits in the wall where rays of light are allowed to shine in. There's a large sort of rug in the center. And there are tables set up that are sort of in a circular formation. But the tables they do not have stools with them. You're expected to sit on the rug itself. And there you can see the Elder Wine, sitting cross-legged as he looks up at you all, and he smiles. Welcome back. How have your travels been? These are tumultuous times. He says, we do not get any travelers from Alterac, and You were in fact the last ones we had seen. He sort of nods. He thinks about it. I see. Whom's army? Yeah. Bone Daddy, that makes it real now. Yeah. No, your notes are not canon. That's not how this works. My notes are canon. No. So a defiler was at work. He picks a clay bowl that's sitting in front of him and takes a slow sip before putting it down. I see. Well, I'm glad to see that you are okay. What of your fourth companion? Yeah. He says, tumultuous times indeed. He sort of nods, sort of soaking this in. Strasza dies immediately. And he says, you believe a defiler was responsible? I see. Another sorcerer king would be a terrible blight upon this land. I certainly agree. So tell me, why have you returned to Kled? He says, "What do you think, Milo, Sworn Hammer, and Grimjaw's first of 13? He furrows his brow, tilts his head. And he says, "How did you lose your hammer, first of Grimjaw?" He nods. And he says, "And it is for this that you are not worthy to be one of Grimjaw's 13. Is that correct, Milo?" Mm-hmm. He nods. And he says, "Milo, tell me, what do you know about Boris?" You're allowed to say nothing. It's not going to be a huge punishment. says, Boris was a sorcerer king. He held the title of the Butcher of Dwarves. He says, but he did not go unopposed. He says, there were those that stood against him, those who fought him. He says, that two of those were Rickus and Aegis. He says, I think that was their names. Let me double check that. That may not be true. That's probably true. I know what I did wrong there. Okay, let me find their stupid names, because they all have crazy names. Tempted to be like, sir, and that other guy. Yeah, basically. Let me see here. So I don't know their names, basically. Oh, I got it. So it's Surum and George. They were the knights whose crypt you entered. They too failed. Does that mean that they too were unworthy to be called knights? He stands up and he says, Dwarf, what is your oath? Soften yourself, please. What is your oath, dwarf? he says, "Are there those in Alteruk who suffer? In Alteruk is there wickedness? And in Alteruk is there a debt unpaid?" He clasps your shoulder firmly. It's sort of like your forearm, really. Firmly. But not too much, as he's a frail old man. But he looks up at you and he says, "Then it seems this knight still has his work to do." We in Kled are surrounded by foes. There are dangers that circle this city. But this night has given us hope and ways to help defend ourselves. If he should request our aid, then it is our duty to provide what we can. He nods. Mm-hmm. He nods and he says, "You're welcome, but remember, brave knight, that Kled's people are precious. Do not waste them." And he turns towards Faldir. He says, "Let me know what your plans are, should you need our aid." You got any more crypts, man? Alright, you monsters. This... Yeah. You'll consume the world. Or you will be consumed by it first. That's right. So, he says, "There's nothing readily within the city." He says, "Outside the city there are many threats, but I suppose there always will be. He says, "There's a giant CR-20 manta ray flying through the sky." He says, "As long as the city is safe, that is all we can ask for now. But be careful. Our scouts report there are raiders about." He nods. And he says, "It was good to see each of you. And, you guys are shown out. Heading back out, the sunlight is almost painful as you step into it from the darkened room that you were previously in. But yeah, you guys now stand in the city. Is there anything you guys would like to do? I remember. It was probably after that. 20. Yeah, it's... That's not true. Kled is there. You know, he's yeah. No, Kled is not there. Kled is not there. Yeah, you nailed it. Because I was saying, huh? Ah! Oh, that was... Now we're getting there. Okay. I will let you circumvent it if you wish, and you can just buy a sufficient amount of supplies. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you guys could go to the other group that's there, the humans that are there now. Yeah. All right. So you show up to one of the stalls. You find a man with sort of brown hair and a deep sort of widow's peak with a receding hairline. Good evening, sir. How may I help you? He says, "Oh, us? Well, we come from far away, a city called Rom." He says, "We are House Bartras." House Bartras. I would say revert back to the message I sent you. It is a incredible land, but we are traveling, bringing gifts from the city, in hopes to establish some trade here. As there are many places, and we are making our way to Tyr. Where are you headed, sir? I can guess from your height that you are not a local. A waste walker? Ah. I see. Work there? Oh. He nods. Of course. So, what are you interested in purchasing, my friend? He says, well, as it turns out, there's a creature, called a Korath. It's it's sort of like it's sort of like a big turtle. Not like a mechalot, but it's like a turtle, but they're not the size of like horses. They're the size of like golden retrievers, right? And they're kind of something that can be farmed to a degree. And they're people who will like keep them. A lot of times they're kept like alive, as people travel. They're like the meat equivalent of a rink. They're something that's easy to keep alive for a period of time, and then you can kill it and cook it, right? We have some. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then it turns into slime one day on its own volition. um, that's Valdir's understanding. Um, but anyway, we have some Korth steaks from our travels that we could sell to you as they've been dried and cured. That would be sufficient rations for travelers like yourselves. Of course. And he sells you effectively was like basically like beef jerky kind of deal. Um, it's but it's pretty greasy what you're getting given. But it's what you're looking for as far as rations go. Easy to carry, easy to maintain, and provide sustenance. Um, and rank is also readily purchased. As this guy is able to give you some supplies necessary. And we'll say that being that you guys are kind of in a more high demand market, it's four a day instead of 3. That's right. Wait. Let me double check. I believe I know the answer to this question, but I do not want to say it and be wrong. Yeah, it's 3 pieces a day, so it's 4 pieces. No, I will say that I think no, it weighs 3. The weight is 3, isn't it? No, it's 1. No, I think. I. Oh, is that the case? No, that was for weight. No, I've got it written down here. So it's normally 1 ceramic piece a day to survive in the wastes, and 3 for like restful city stays, right? That's what I've written down. I don't know if I've always stayed hard, fast, and true to that rule. Market's very volatile in Ultaruk. Um, yeah, I'm gonna say it's a ceramic piece a day, but it weighs 3. Um, the weight is 3 per day. 1 for rank, 2 for food. Yeah. Cool beans. Okay. Yeah. Listen. Yeah. Well. Well. Yeah. He's not going to. Yeah. Well, you know. It says about Strasza. I'm not saying she's a gold digger. But she ain't messing with no broke bricker. It feels good. It feels good. It feels right. That was pleasing to me. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. No, the reins are off. All right, you're all heroes. Um, so what would you guys like to do? Yep. It's evening now. In your tent. Aww. Yeah. Okay. It's okay. Tents are very important and often lost. Um, y'all lost y'all's first tent, didn't you? On the back of a giant flying, yeah, on a sky ray. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You might have just had bedrolls. Yeah. I like it because my thing was that I gave Milo the most stuff. That's yeah, and he lost it all. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He's got a hat. Oh, it's all worth it. All right. $1,000,000. Let me see here. No. I like it. So, 1 2-person tent, which I guess is all you need, is going to be 3 ceramic pieces. Okay. Okay. So one person has to sleep outside, I guess. Yes. Okay. Is there anything you guys do this evening? Okay. As you guys kind of set up a tent on the outskirts of the city, but still within its walls. Some time elapses and you guys are making camp. Milo, you feel more at home as you have a menial task to perform. That's right. Like a paladin. Let me see here. It's at this point that a pair of men approach you, humans. One of them is wearing dark robes and a hood of a sort of desert wanderer style, wraps across his face, and walking behind him, nearby, you can see a tall, lean man. He's got a sort of auburn-colored hair, that of which is tied in the back in a ponytail. That's very, very tight. And he seems to be wearing more of your traveler's attire, but more casual. In fact, he doesn't seem to be covering his face or anything like that. He has dark features. Clearly somebody who is, not someone who has spent a great deal of time inside, if you will. Someone who's worked. You can see calluses on his hands. But he's got a tall, lean build to him. And sort of analyzing eyes, looking around as they approach the two of you. The tall man speaks up and he says, "Good evening, Waste Walkers. How do you fare this evening?" "We are quite well." He says, he says, "My name is Fathalia. And this is Lord Bartros." The dark hooded figure doesn't respond. "We heard that you were present and bought some supplies and thought that you could be useful in some assistance." "We've run into many raiders in our travels, and we have reports that there are others eager to sack our caravan, take our goods. We could use guards to help us in our journey. We are looking to employ you. Now, my understanding is that you are trying to make your way to Alteruk. We understand if this job does not interest you, but we certainly would appreciate your help and would compensate you appropriately for it." So I would like to apologize, by the way. The house is not House Bartros. It is House Lear. Lirr. But the guy's name is Bartros Lear. So my apologies. Well, I literally this week have had to work 12-hour shifts for 6 days a week with no lunch. So, because shit got real. Shit got real and people got fired. But so it goes. In any event. So, yeah, anyway, House Lear. But this guy is House Bartros. And he is introduced to you as the leader of House Lear. We are making our way to Tyr for trade and such, and would certainly appreciate any aid in the foreign city. Well, we could cover your living expenses as we travel, and we would add on a ceramic piece a day for each of you. Should raiders have to be fended off on that day, we would increase it to 10. Of course. The two men step aside. Um, and no plan. That's probably how it would work. I take it back. I take it back. Slime! And I kill the two men. That's not how that works. They do have a play called Statue of Liberty. It's not possible. No, that's not possible. You can do a Statue of Liberty into a Hail Mary, but it doesn't really make any sense. Well, it is a play. Well, sometimes. Well, if it's like, 10 seconds left on the clock or whatever. Alright. Alright, that's enough of that. He nods. Well, we had planned to leave fairly soon. Tomorrow would be reasonable. We have some questions, if you wouldn't mind. As we are from some ways away. We are curious to know more about I'm sorry, they're from we are curious to know more about Tyr. As the city of moons, Draj is quite distant. What can you tell us of what's happening in the city? I see. I have heard it told. And did a brave man such as yourself earn his freedom there? I'll say roll deception. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Ah! He says, I see. He says, and so, what of their chief house there? He says, what of House Fordon? My understanding is they were trying to move quite a deal of slaves there for that pyramid's construction. Interesting. I see. And in your travels from this place to Tyr, have you run into any trouble we should be concerned about as we prepare our caravan? Y'all are just like, these are some new friends. Let's lie to them constantly. Alright, roll me. Yeah, but you're still jerking their chain a bit. Yeah, I know. So Strasser, go ahead and roll me a deception check. Well done. Well done. Y'all are the best. I gotcha. I see. Well. We'll be leaving in the morning. Our Chief Caravan Vanguard will meet you and give you any information that you may need to know. We're a small caravan, but we try to move quickly, so be prepared to move early. At this point, the man with whom you were speaking, he, Vithalia, he turns, Lord Lear, shall we go? And you see, this, Bartrus man look around, and his eyes seem fixated on Milo. He doesn't seem to respond to his man who speaks with him. Before finally, after a long pause, he turns and looks toward his assistant and nods. And the two turn and leave. Is there anything you guys would like to do this evening? Hmm. All right. Mm-hmm. They were half giants. Yep. 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 Yeah. Well, to be fair, Thenic was also using all of that in order to rile up the people and to sort of incite a civil war, um, which happened. And you guys chose the losing side. Yeah. Well, that's unfortunate for you. And then Thanic poisoned the water supply, which had no consequences. Don't worry about that. Okay. So, um, what's the order of the watch? Okay. Um. So the sun sets and night creeps in once more as another day comes to a conclusion. This is the 20th, right, of Bloom? Yeah. Um, 2 full moons shine overhead. As both of the moons are in full display tonight. Is there if there's nothing else that you guys will do this evening, go ahead and roll me a perception check, Shrasa. Okay. Don't worry about that stealth roll. You're sorry. He's sneaky. Some things are sneaky. Anyway. You are not some of those things. Although, I mean, to be fair, I mean, if he'd have had a 3, he'd still have been sneaky enough. So, the night goes by. Shrasa and your watch ends. Faldir, go ahead and roll me a perception check. Okay. It'd be funny if he failed this. He rolled a 4, but does win. And your watch passes. without incident. Um, and at this point, I would like the two of you to take off your headsets. As Milo, he's the special winner of this episode. He gets to have all the cool things. So go ahead and take your headsets off. So, Milo, you get to be the center of attention this time. Just by coincidence. So, the night creeps on in. And there is a sort of restlessness that comes with it, as you feel probably a bit conflicted about what you guys are doing, what you need to do. But even still, whenever you're able to suppress that thought, there's still the thought of that giant spider fight and the sort of state you entered into it. How you must have gotten there, what it must mean. When as you look up from your bricks, you see a man standing in dark black robes. And you recognize this as the figure of Lord Lear. And he approaches you. And sits cross-legged in front of you. You spoke highly of House Vardaan. He sort of squints, examining you. But you were a slave. You were a slave, and not one who earned his freedom. Then why do you honor a slaver's house? I wonder why a slave would forgive his masters. what is this more you've learned of that scum? He looks at you for a long time. He says, I show no kindness to slavers. They earn their wealth on the backs of better men. A gladiator who fights and dies in the pits is worth 1,000 slavers. For he is a man who molds his own destiny, whose strength is his own, whereas their strength is others. They abuse the tyranny of the Sorcerer Kings to their own end, and they defile not only this natural world, but the spirit of men. I'm not sure the Sorcerer Kings are as evil as the slavers. No. I spent more of my life there than not. And I too took my freedom. He says, perhaps I have more than one reason, Gladiator. He slowly rises to his feet. What is your name, gladiator? He says, Milo. Do you intend to help in curing such a disease? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and then you tell him. He nods. And he says, then perhaps the world is not full of total darkness. But till then, let us hide in its shadow. And he turns and walks away. Go ahead and give everybody else a thumbs up. And so you guys wake up the next morning and find Milo's corpse. Yes. That's right. Yeah, pour one up for the homies. Is that it? Okay. So what are you guys gonna do? Okay. Like, Faldir. Mm-hmm. We never keep secrets from each other. Mm-hmm. 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 He seems like a nice guy. Sure. Sounds awesome. I love it. So, as you guys make your way to the caravan, you can see that it's pretty slim, and there are several sort of sections. You guys are going to be assigned to sort of help guard tail end. A section that's not too it's more towards the rear, in that capacity, and that sort of thing. Your buddy, whom you guys met last night, charming gentleman, Venom of Phathalia, sort of gives you your assignments. He and a more sort of seasoned crew is going to be in the front. But the caravan is not huge, right? Outside of yourselves, it probably is collectively maybe 40 people, maybe less. Most of whom are guards and sort of, animal handlers. And then there's probably maybe a dozen or so actual traders and stuff tending to their goods. There's sort of a bustle as people kind of interact. And prepare to leave. Is there anything you guys would like to do during that time period? Yeah. He nods. He says, of course. And he says, in the event, during the day you all will travel in the rear, and that's where you will sleep. He says, however, as you travel, should we come upon something that needs more direct physical confrontation towards the front, and a stop be needed, you may be summoned, and of course will be compensated for it. Should you agree, of course. Do you have any further questions? Okay. You're expected to keep watch during the night. And to aid in minor camp activities, though you shouldn't be requested to do too much, just under dire circumstances, should one of the wagons get stuck or something along these lines. Understood? Very good. Well, if there's no further questions, we should get going. And so, you guys head off into the desert once more to return to Tyr. Is there anything you guys do particularly while you travel? That's what seems to be, yeah. Okay. So as you guys sort of truck along, there's a sort of slow going for a period of time as it's difficult to move whole entities. But so it goes. Sort of, what is y'all's position along the caravan? You guys are in the rear, but like, you know, are you guys like flanking it, or are you just sort of clustered, all three of you in the back and the rear? Yeah, so there are some sort of full-blown, like, Beasts of Burden. In the front, there are some Inniks that are loaded down with some stuff. You guys are currently along with some wagons that are being pulled by Crodlu. So you're like sitting in the back. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sure. All right. So just go ahead and roll me 2d6 minus 1. Awesome. Great job. You explode and die. No, you're actually fine. During the day, you're able to travel with relative ease. No major problems seem to crop up during this time period. Do you guys do anything on your travels or not really? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, as evening settles in, and you guys sort of begin to make camp on your journey back to Tyr. Night begins to fall whenever Thalia approaches you. He says, how was your journey thus far? It's all boring now. Mm-hmm. You're not that strong. Don't get cocky, kid. You'll die. That's right. Always dream. Dream big, my friend. But anyway, so as the evening, he says, well, if you're looking for excitement, we seem to have found a bit of a problem. He nods. He says, well, up ahead there's a camp. He says, we sent our best man ahead to scout, and it looks like they are men of the Black Sands. Says, we suspect there's some sort of scouting detachment. We would hate for them to make it back and our caravan be targeted. We estimate there's about 6 or so. Would you consider yourselves up to the task? He says, very good. Well, and he goes ahead and gives you a sort of general direction as to where they are. Yeah, fuck it. That's certainly an option. Sure. No, yeah. I wouldn't begrudge that decision. So, as you guys make your way, you can see that there's a small camp that's got men gathered around. You can see there's an actual light from a fire that seems to have been lit. From what you can see, sort of glancing around, there are about 3 guards sort of who are awake at this time. One of them seems to be sort of patrolling the back, where the other two are sort of gathered around a fire. But it's difficult to tell. Is there anything you guys would like to do this evening? Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a fair question. It is likely that they brought their own tinder. There's one guy who's sort of patrolling the back, and there are two guys who are in the front, sort of sitting around like these small little fires. You see that the guy in the back appears to be a half giant, and the two at the fires are human. Yeah, probably. Well, go ahead and have this conversation in character. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sure. I would say you guys are significantly far away so that you guys have room to maneuver. Okay. Sure. Absolutely. Do you have any way to communicate with each other? Alright. So far this... Just sort of sticking with the usual loud, girlish scream. Well, that sounds awesome. Not just to make jokes on occasion. No, not at all. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So far, it's a total win. Nothing bad has happened. Alright. So, Faldir. Yeah, I know what you're good at. I know your real skill is stealth. Well, now's the time to make that dream a reality. Look at that. Look at that roll. He might. He might. You don't know that. Well, that's, you know, that's your fault for cursing yourself now in this moment. I know. This is only going to reinforce it. One second. Boom. Oh. Okay. Let's see what this guy's good at. Alright, he's not the best. This is wisdom. He doesn't see you. So you sort of slowly creep around, trying to sneak up. One second, I have to move you great distances. Yeah, now I've done it. Now you're all here. Enjoy it. So, I will say you are here now, as he's walking this way. Okay. Yes. So he falls unconscious, I assume? Alright. So with a thump, falls over, taking a nappy nap. That classic signal. Sure. Sure. Yeah, but there's still another element of that ability though. Don't forget it. Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have made the situation significantly worse. But let's see here. One second. Yeah, rolling the d20 first is the most important part. Oof. Close. But it's alright. So yeah, go ahead and roll your damage. Yep. He doesn't care for that. Yeah, I'll say it will be sufficient. As you'd have to roll very strangely in order to not hit. So, at this point, just as you imagine, you sneak up behind this man. So what does it look like? Yeah. That's right. Okay. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check. So Shrasa, you and Milo, see them in. They seem to be exchanging something. Milo, you can hear just whispers of them. What was that? 1 second. This guy gets up, starts to move. Are you guys just blitz the camp now? Yeah. Well, it's too bad. You did it. So, yeah, now is the time. Let's see here. Alrighty. Let's see here. 1 moment. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and roll for my boys. Yeah, they're on point. They're feeling real good. So Faldir, as you finish casting this spell upon this foe, watching his body be consumed by slime, you see a man turn the corner of the tent and scream, "A defiler!" At which point, shouts start to pick up throughout the camp. And the first, magical thing that happens is that this guy is gonna come out and say hi of his tent. And he's gonna come over here. He's a little confounded by this, but his buddy is gonna come say hi here. The rest of you hear this shout of Defiler ring across as this dude's gonna hop on out. And this dude's gonna hop on out. And let me find him. One more gentleman. Where are you, person? No, not at all. Where is he? He's a cool dude. You don't like cool dudes? But he's cool. He's just a guy who hits things. Yeah? Well, this is another one. And he's exceptionally good at it. Does that make you feel better? Does that entice you? Mm-hmm. But in a good way. Huh. Oh, okay. That's what I was going for. Like friendly whore. I gotcha. Yeah. And so, this guy is gonna step on out. Boop. He's not wearing metal, but it's carapace armor that he steps out in. It's very spooky. But, in the meantime, first this guy is gonna go ahead and take a swing at, oh jeez, that all got fucked up in a hurry. Awesome. Jesus. Okay. First, this guy is gonna go ahead and let's see here. Take a little swing at you, Faldir, with his war pick. He's gonna miss, but he's gonna get to take another swing at you. Just 15 hit. Okay. Man, he rolls terrible, but deals 3 piercing damage. It's okay. His buddy is gonna go ahead and start wailing at this slime. Which hits, because slime's not that hard to hit. But he might break his weapon. But he's fine. And he's gonna do some damage to the slime. It's gonna happen. In the meanwhile, these 3 are gonna go over here and see you guys barreling down, and they are gonna throw their javelins at you. So, Milo, I assume it's 17 hits. Let's see here. Not what I want. There we go. Boop. Alright, let me try this again. So, you're going to take 6 points of piercing. And then Trassa, I assume it's 6 misses. Cool. Toggle advantage, by the way. Alright. This other guy is going to come say hi to Milo. And he's going to take a swing at you with his war pick. And maybe he'll break his. But he does not. Now take another swing. 14 hit. Yeah, and you're going to go ahead and take 5 points of damage. So enjoy that. And that is the bad guy's turn. So it is now Faldir's turn. I don't know. What do you think? All right. Cool. So what does he have to? What do these two have to roll? Okay. So let's see here. So first we're gonna go ahead and roll wisdom. 15. Does that succeed? It does succeed. And then the Who Man. He's afraid. So that's his position. He's freaked out. It does. It acts on your turn. Okay. Yeah. It's gonna try real hard. And it's gonna deal some damage. Which the giant does not care for. Milo. You may do so. Absolutely. Yeah, that's gonna hit him. Yep. It's also gonna hit. Yep. He's hurt. He did not enjoy that. Alright, Drassa, you're up. That's a hit. Okay. He's quite hurt. Okay. 1 second. This guy has an armor class of 16. That is a hit. And you're gonna bring him down. You punch this guy in the throat. Air, unable to continue to nurture his body. And you feel bones crack through the force of your blow as he falls back. So bad guys. So first this bad guy's gonna run screaming. Ah! Yeah. That is exactly what happens as he runs screaming away. You guys see this guy just screaming in front of you? But this guy, he's not a happy camper, so he's gonna avoid the Slimo, and he's gonna come take a swing at Faldir. Not if he's really careful. And he's gonna go whack. And then he's gonna go whack again. He's gonna roll terribly. Alright. You're feeling real good. 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 2, 5, 6. So, Milo. So this bad guy, he's gonna approach you. He's got a scimitar in one hand and a dagger in the other. And he's gonna make some attacks. So first, 2 with his scimitar. Assuming 18 hits. Yeah. And he's gonna try and stab you with his dagger. And he's gonna crit for 8 points of damage. Okay. Then his no, because it's yeah. But it's cool. Then his buddy, is also going to go ahead and take a swing at you with advantage. Okay. Just okay. So you take a little bit of damage. Strasza. This guy's gonna take a swing at you with his war pick. And again. Not advantage. I don't know why I had that on there. It's because I hadn't changed it. Alright. It is now your turn, Faldir. Yep. You may do so. Let me take a look. So he has a 16 AC, so that misses, unfortunately. Yeah. Yep. And it's but this time his shield is able to deflect the slime's attack, and he sort of shrugs it off as it sizzles. He's not a big fan of this. It is now your turn, Milo. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a hit. That's not the best hit, but it's a hit. That's much better. Good job. Strasza. Okay. You may do so. That's a hit. That's also a hit. Okay. Yeah. So he's hurt. But he's still ticking. Still making it happen. This guy is gonna continue to run away for a bit. But he will get out of sight. So he makes another wisdom save, is that correct? Okay. Alright. And it is now Giganto's turn. And he's gonna go ahead and take a swing at Faldir. And he's going to miss. And then he's going to take... One second, let me turn off the always roll advantage. There, toggle. That's what we want. And he's gonna take another swing. That time he's gonna hit. And he's gonna do 8 points of piercing damage. He was okay with it. He didn't mind. Milo, you're gonna experience some discomfort as the big guys. He's gonna go ahead and start taking swings at you. So with the scimitar first. Oh, he has advantage, so no crits. Alright. And then one with his dagger. Let's see if it breaks. Oh no, he has advantage. So it does not hit you with the dagger, but you still take 8 points of damage. His friend is gonna go ahead and take a swing at you with his war pick. Ooh. Come on, buddy. There we go. And he misses. And his second attack, that time is a hit. So you're going to take 4 more points of damage. And Strasza, you are also going to experience some discomfort, I suspect. as he's going to take a swing at you with his war pick. Not an advantage. The second one does hit. Okay. I'm keeping it up. Faldir. Yeah, that hits. Look at that damage. Yeah, he's hurt. He didn't like that at all. No, last game we made him roll for it. Correction. So go ahead and roll me a Poisoneers check, I guess. I will say that it is no longer there. But now it is your Slime's turn to attack this guy. And he does hit. And he's hurt real bad as this slime just coats this half-giant, struggling to get away from it, sort of snarling at you, while this Defiler stabs him and his slime pet. Yeah. Anyway, it is now your turn, Milo. Yeah. That's gonna hit him. Yeah. Yeah, that hurts. He does not care for that. Yeah. No, not the second time. Not as good. Not as good. No. It's only if the first one's a crit. Strasza, you're up. No. That time you will. Alright, and that is just enough, as he had 8 HP left to bring him down. Yeah. Maybe not. Alright. No. It is bad guy time. It is bad guy o'clock. The clock struck bad guy. But it did no damage. That one gotcha? That was sufficient? Now, let's see here. So he's gonna go ahead and take a swing at Faldir and miss. That time hit. And do 10 points of damage. Yeah. Yeah, you recoil in displeasure. There you go. Milo! So this guy's gonna start taking swings at you. He's gonna crit. Yeah. So 6 points for you. And then 2 more points. And 3 more points. Alright. This guy's gonna go ahead and take a swing at you with his war pick, Strasza. Okay, so you're gonna take some damage. And then you're gonna take some more damage. But not much more. Just a little bit. As the fight, you know, rages on, things getting pretty desperate. What you gonna do, Faldir? Yeah. Yeah. Man, those crits. Roll to see if it breaks. Oh yeah, you forgot to. Didn't break last time. Let's see if it breaks this time. It doesn't. Yeah. This guy dies. And a slime rolls over his body. and sort of nourishes on his flesh. It was take your other hand. One day. He must feed. Milo. Man, look at that. Faldeir's rolling great. It'll never happen again. Yeah, it's gonna hit. And that is sufficient to kill him. As your swatter clobbers his chest, you feel the carapace armor that he's wearing crack beneath you as you just stove in his chest. And a slam onto the sand. As you're able to yank it upward. Blood and gore sort of clinging to it. His broken carapace sticks into the swatter now. Yep. Yeah, that's gonna hit him. Yeah. So, how does this finale go? Mm-hmm. Great job. Yeah. So I will say that you guys are successful in smashing this little crew here. And while you guys sort of stand over the bodies in the glow of the two moons of Dark Sun overhead, you look down, you see that each of these men bear a tattoo, and it is of a looks to be some sort of like steel or iron, like some sort of black helmet tattooed on them. And it would be nice, because you may not remember, because it was only said one time in passing, but you recognize this tattoo as it was a tattoo that was shared by your most hated foe, Cress, who had the same tattoo. And we'll go ahead and end the session there.